Okay, so this is Riftbound. The objective of the game is to get 8 points.
Okay.
First player to 8 point wins. You gain points by controlling the battlefields in the middle of the board. So we've got 2 battlefields here. You've got a base area. When you play a card, it's going to come into your base, and then it comes in tapped. The next turn it will ready, and once a card is ready, you could move it to a battlefield. When you move something, it's tapped. You can't move from battlefield to battlefield,
Sure.
but you can move from your battlefield to your base. And one thing that I've found the more I've played, like a high-level decision, is when is the right time to move back to your base.
Yes, it's kind of like the actual game League of Legends, where you have to think, okay, I'm winning this lane, so this lane needs help.
Exactly.
Okay.
And while you can't move from battlefield to battlefield, there are some cards that have a keyword which allows you to move.
Oh, wow, that's strong, yeah.
So start the game with your champion. You've got Annie,
Yes.
and these are the Proving Grounds decks. This is like a $30, €30 product where you get 4 decks. Annie and Lux are 2 of them. So this is your legend. There's like a passive effect. So with Annie, you're readying runes. And Lux is whenever I play a spell that costs 5 energy or more, I draw 1 card. We also each have a chosen champion, and this is like an extension of our hand. So you're going to have your hand, but your chosen champion, which you decided on this Annie before the game, that's available for you to call in at any time.
So in Magic, that would be a commander.
Correct.
Okay. If she dies,
It goes to your trash like any other card.
Okay.
You've got 2 decks as well. You've got your rune deck, which is your one here. These are like your lands. And then you've got your main deck of cards.
yes.
So the player going first starts with 2 runes.
Okay.
The player going second starts with 3, and then you get 2 runes every turn. So the big advantage of going second is I get 1 extra rune compared with you.
But the card drawing is the same.
Yes, and the player going first also draws a card on turn 1.
All right, I'll go first.
That's a good decision. Okay, so we're going to start off by drawing 4 cards each.
Yes.
And a big part of the philosophy of Riftbound is that they want to minimize shuffling. So once you shuffle at the start of the game, you're never going to shuffle your deck again.
Love it.
So the mulligan, you're going to have 4 cards, and you can recycle 2. Recycling is like the main word they use in Riftbound, where you put it on the bottom of your deck. And then again, you're not going to shuffle, right? So if you mulligan a card away, you're probably not going to see it again. And you have to do 1 or 2 or none, but you don't do like 1 draw and then do another. You have to like do them both at the same time.
Sure.
So what you're probably looking for, because you're going first, you're going to have 2 runes. You're really looking for a unit card that costs 2 energy. Now, an energy cost is this number in the top of your card.
Yes.
So Annie has 5 energy, but a key design mechanic in Riftbound is this extra number here. So this is the energy cost. This is just how many runes it's going to cost. But this power cost is an additional cost, where if you have 5 runes, for example, you spend 5 energy for Annie, but you have to spend an additional power cost.
Okay.
Any guesses what that might be, what that power cost might be?
This is not this symbol, right?
Yep, so it's this
It's
symbol.
a different. This is the
This
symbol.
this red rune, it matches this.
They have to sacrifice one of those.
Yeah. So it's a power cost.
Yeah.
So what you would do is you would recycle 1 red rune.
And it goes to the bottom of
your
this,
rune
this.
deck.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's like
So-
one of the main mechanics in Riftbound, that you've got energy costs.
Playing those early is pretty bad.
Correct. But also those cards that have a power cost
Stronger.
are stronger
Sure.
in general. So ideally you're looking for like a 2 energy card with 0 power cost.
Already got it.
Nice. So I'm going to mulligan 1 card, so I'm going to recycle it by putting it onto the bottom of my main deck
Yes.
and drawing another card.
Okay. I will recycle 1.
Okay. I'm not sure the best spot, but probably you want these like bottom left, I would say. Maybe that's a good spot. I don't actually know where the official best place to put them is, but let's go with that.
Your trash is here,
Yep.
and there's no other zone needed, right?
There's your base and then
Base
each
and
battlefield.
those. And this one you never need, right? It's just a
No,
passive.
it's just a passive. It's just going to be chilling there.
So maybe you can just like do this.
Yep.
Okay. Awesome.
This is only my like 3rd paper game. I've been doing like quite a lot of like testing on Tabletop Simulator and that sort of
They
stuff.
already
so-
have that implemented.
Yep.
Okay. So I start with the top 2.
Yeah, 2 runes.
Okay.
And you're going first, but you still draw a card on turn 1, so you'll be at 5 cards in hand.
So how do I add a rune?
You channel runes at the start of your turn, so you've got your 2 runes just like that.
Okay.
You draw this,
And at
And
the
if-
start I add 1, and
you
I
add
draw a card.
2 each turn.
2 each turn.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Then I probably should have kept the card. Oh, wait. I assume, based on my ability, that there are instants.
Yes, there are cards which have a effect which you can do in your opponent's turn.
It's called reaction.
Reaction, yes.
Found
There's
it.
reaction, and there's also another keyword. Some you can do whenever during your opponent's turn,
Yes.
and some you can only do in showdowns, which we'll cover. but showdowns are when someone enters a battlefield, a showdown begins.
Right. But
and
because this I can only use for your turn, right?
Yeah, so Annie is, you're readying 2 of your runes at the end of your turn. So that's going to be, Annie's got a lot of combat tricks, basically, that you can do during my turn.
All right, I'll use 2, and I will put a Mystic Poro into my base.
Okay, nice.
Vision is when it enters.
Yeah, Vision is the effect when it enters.
When you play me, you look at the top card of your main deck, and you may recycle it. You know what? That looks great, so I'll leave it there. And then it enters tapped.
It does come in, yeah. I think exhausted or exerted is the correct phrase in this one for this.
And then I'll untap 2.
Because of your Annie.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You go.
Now, we did actually miss one thing, because this battlefield here, it's actually my favorite one in the game. It's like an aggro player's best friend.
Yes.
The arena's greatest. So I picked this battlefield to start the game. When you hold here, you channel 1 rune exhausted.
So this is what it would be like. I choose one, and you choose the other.
Yeah, and in a constructed game, you have 3 battlefields, and in a best of 3, you would have each of your battlefield across 3 games. So this battlefield you might want if you're going first, and other battlefields you might want if you're going second.
Okay.
But this battlefield is at the start of each player's first beginning phase. That player gains 1 point. So
and it's only up to 8.
It's only up to 8, so this is like a really good battlefield for aggro decks.
Oh wow, and you don't even need to be there.
Yeah, and there's also another battlefield which we don't have currently, which is a really good battlefield for a ramp player, which is increase the points needed to win the game by 1.
But that's really intense, like it already gives you an 1/8 of the win. Okay, and going first with this is...
This is really good going
so
first,
once I have 8 points, I instantly win.
Not quite.
Okay.
We'll get there.
All right, go ahead.
So I am also going to gain 1 point for this battlefield.
Yes.
I start with 3 runes because I'm going second, and I'm going to draw a card. So I need to be careful because you've got 2 runes untapped. You might be able to do some tricks.
I don't worry about it.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to exert 3 of my runes, and I'm going to play the Lecturing Yordle to my base.
Yes.
So this has 3 energy,
yes,
2 might. Might is like the attack and defense in this game. So we've both got 2 might on our guys.
Right.
It also has a keyword tank, which says I must be assigned combat damage first. So it's kind of like a taunt from other games.
Okay.
And Lecturing Yordle has an ability when you play me, draw 1.
Right.
Pretty good.
Okay.
So I'll draw a card.
Yes.
This is played into my base. It's exhausted. I have no runes available. Nothing else I can do. So I'm going to pass to you.
It's really good, right? And you love drawing cards. So I'm going to return it to your hands.
Oh, okay. So if we read Gust, Gust is play at any time, even before spells and abilities resolve.
Yes.
Return a unit out of battlefield with 3 might or less. And I love your thinking. However, even though Gust says play at any time, you actually have to react to certain things I do.
Okay.
Playing a card does not count as one of those.
Okay.
What you could do with Gust is if I move to a battlefield, you can react.
Okay.
If I play a spell myself, it starts a chain. You can also react, but you actually can't react to me simply playing a card.
Also, the card draw is not worth a reaction.
Yes,
okay.
That's also right. I love your idea though.
It's an aggro game.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna get 2 runes.
Yep.
1 point.
So this one is not an extra point every turn.
Oh, beginning phase is just
1 turn. So we start with 1 point each, basically. So we're almost playing to 7.
Okay, that makes it much less quick. A phase is just part of the setup.
Yes.
Okay, I ready this.
Yep.
I'll draw 1. Well then, we're going to do something different. I'm going to tap 4. Is the moving to a thing ending my turn? Or?
No, you can do anything in any order. It's similar to Lorcana in that sense.
I will deal 3 damage to this.
Okay, read the card out for me.
I draw a card.
Because this one actually specifically mentions at a battlefield.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of the damage spells in this game...
This is not battlefield.
This is the base.
Oh, that's confusing because in Magic everything that's on your board is a battlefield.
Of course.
Okay, I got you. All right.
There are some damage spells which can deal to stuff at the base, but they tend to cost a little bit more.
Let me say, when you hold here, you may channel. What is channel?
Channel is just like draw a rune.
Oh, channel's getting a land.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, in order to score points, there's 2 ways of doing it. You can move to a battlefield and conquer. So conquering a battlefield is taking control of it for the first time. And the other way you can gain a point in Riftbound is by holding a battlefield. Any ideas what holding might mean?
You have to have a superior amount of strength.
Sort of. You would hold a battlefield by being in control of that battlefield at the start of your turn.
Okay.
So if you were to move here, you would control it and gain a point.
Which I'm going to do.
Okay. So I now have a chance to respond.
Yes.
Because now a showdown has started. So if I have any reaction spells, for example, this would be my time to do it. I have no resources available. So unsurprisingly, there's nothing I can do. So you actually win this showdown.
Woohoo!
So you gain 1 point.
And this is always triggered when something moves there.
Yeah,
So if
and
you move it there, they would take
a showdown would also start as
Okay.
well. And if you're still in control of this battlefield at the start of your turn, you hold that battlefield
And I get
you gain
another
a point.
That doesn't look good for you, I have to say. I'll play a traveling merchant. When I move, I discard 1 and draw 1.
Right, and now while you are playing that to your base, it's worth noting that now you have control of this battlefield. You also have the option of playing the traveling merchant to a battlefield you already control.
No way. Okay. Does that count as moving?
No, so it doesn't because it's like playing, but that's where an interesting dynamic comes into it because you've now got a decision. Do you want to put more of your points onto this battlefield to defend it, or do you want to try and leave your traveling merchant there and contest this battlefield?
Right.
And depending on what you do, I'll then have a decision. Do I move to this battlefield for free, or do I try and win a fight over here?
In this case, I'm going to leave it at the start. I can't do anything, so I'll untap 2.
All right, because of
Ready
your
to.
Annie ability, yeah.
Yes.
So I don't gain any points. I ready everything. I channel 2 runes, and I draw 1 card. So I've got 5 runes in total. Now, if I was to move to a battlefield, that would provide you an opportunity to do a reaction.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a little bit uneasy about Annie having all those combat tricks. I fear if I move here, it might not end well, but I also don't want you to channel this rune. I'm already feeling like a lot of pressure. This battlefield's been good for you, and also if you hold here, so I feel like I'm in a bad spot.
I'm going to try to win as quick as possible.
I think that sounds wise. Lux is a little bit slower. I am going to move my Lecturing Yordle into the arena's greatest.
Right.
And this now starts a showdown. So the way it works, I have, as the player that moved into the battlefield, I have the first priority. So I could choose to do something, and then it goes to you. I'm not going to do anything, so I pass priority.
So I'm going to try to gust it.
So any idea how this is going to work? If you ever played Legends of Runeterra, this works in a very similar way to that.
I have not.
It works with this is like a stack now, where it's first in, last out. I think
Sure.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Has something similar as well.
Magic has it, yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So if you play Gust, I can now respond to it, and my response, if I play something, mine would trigger first, then
Sure.
yours.
But you couldn't play a unit, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I need a reaction or something that can be played in a showdown. Unfortunately,
I love it.
I don't have any combat tricks, so I'm going to pass priority. Now you have the opportunity to add something else to the stack if you'd like.
No.
If you also pass priority, then that just resolves.
All right.
So Gust goes through.
No points are gained.
Lecturing Yordle comes back to my hand, and yeah, I don't gain any points.
Love it.
So I am going to pay 3. 1 second, let me just do this, shuffle my hand so you don't know if it was the same one. Spoiler alert, it was. And again, I'm going to draw a card for the Lecturing Yordle.
Yeah.
I still have 2 open, so for 2, I'm going to play one of the strongest 2 energy cards in Riftbound, which is the Raven Bloom Student.
Yeah.
It gets 1 might whenever I play a spell.
Is that permanent?
Permanent? No, it's permanent for my turn, or your turn if I do some tricks in
Yes.
your turn. So I'm going to pass.
Is it called upkeep or what is
Yeah,
it?
upkeep. So you want to do your points because you do the points first.
Yeah.
So you're holding this battlefield. So also this triggers this battlefield's effects. So you channel 1 rune exhausted. You want to ready your characters, and then do your rune draw and your main deck draw.
You get mana quickly.
You really do. Apart from when you start using those power costs, because you can very easily run out of runes if you're paying lots of power costs.
Makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna move it to here.
Okay, so you've started a showdown, but the Traveling Merchant sort of goes through first. I have an opportunity to respond to the Traveling Merchant ability though, but yeah, that's fine. And this is also not a May trigger on the Traveling Merchant, so it's something you actually have to do.
Yes, I'm gonna discard a Disintegrate.
Okay,
So now I gain a point.
Yep.
This will stay here.
okay,
I will also play Annie. My actual Annie, the other one. When you play me, I return a spell from your trash to your hand. So I'm
Okay.
gonna return the Gust.
yep. Now have you paid all of the costs for your Annie here?
Very good. I have not. I will put
Use
this.
the power cost. Now one thing that's worth noting in Riftbound, it doesn't matter in this instance, but you can actually float energy as well. So what you can do in this game is you can pay a power cost, for
Yes.
example,
Yes.
and then do the energy later.
I can now cast any in any of those zones, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But remember that Annie comes in exhausted.
Right. So she doesn't fight.
Yeah, but you can play her to any battlefield or your base.
Okay, I'm gonna add her to the star-tipped peak.
So what I should probably do for you now is explain how a showdown works so you can prepare best.
Okay.
So for example, if you put Annie in here, and then let's say next turn, I just move my 2 cards into this battlefield, we don't do any combat tricks, how do you think this would resolve? So I have 4 might in total, and you have 5 might in total. How do you think this showdown would resolve in this instance?
Even though this is exhausted, it adds
It
might.
still contributes towards the fight, yeah.
Okay, so I would assume if there's win in a battle, I win the battle.
Yep.
Whatever it is, I get a point or 1.
Yep.
And then all of your damage you can distribute whatever you want to.
Yeah, exactly.
And I have to put it here. But basically I could go like 2 here to here.
Exactly. That's exactly how it works. So it's like the total might versus the total might.
Yes.
So let's say I end up with 4. I can deal 4 damage to your characters in any way that I want. So I could do 3 here, 1 here. I could do 2 here, 2 here.
The actual moving you do,
Yep.
you can move multiple units.
You can move multiple units at once, yeah. As long as they're ready and good to go. But obviously, I would move in. We could do combat tricks and then all sorts of stuff like that first.
Fair.
But that's how the combat works.
Like casting a unit onto here doesn't give me a point. It's
No.
only if this would be
You
empty.
can only score each battlefield once every turn.
Okay.
So if you hold the battlefield, you can't like move something out and then move something in and gain another point.
And I can't score anymore because this battlefield naturally scored at the beginning of the
Yeah,
turn.
because you held it, yeah.
Like if I had both of them untapped, I couldn't do this.
No, exactly. I mean, you could, but you wouldn't gain a point for it.
Exactly. Okay. Yes. Then at the end of turn, I will ready to,
Okay.
and it's you.
I'm under a lot of pressure here. So I'm going to ready, channel my 2 runes, and I'll draw a card. So perhaps now's a good time to answer your question about, do you just have to get 8 points and you win like that? Not quite. So you can, the 8th point is a little bit different in Riftbound, where you can't just win the game by conquering a battlefield. You have to get that 8th point by either holding a battlefield, or you can conquer a battlefield to win, but you have to score both battlefields that turn. So let's say like you're at 7 points, nobody has control of any battlefields, and you just move a card to that battlefield. You don't actually just gain that 8th point. You would have to conquer both, basically score both points, both battlefields that turn,
Yes.
or hold one battlefield.
Okay.
So that's worth noting. In that instance, if you were to like conquer and try and get your 8th point, but it doesn't, you draw a card instead.
Okay.
So that's like one thing that's a little bit unintuitive, I think, for new players.
Yes.
But once you get the hang of it, it makes a big difference because it also gives like the slower decks some way of catching up. So I've got 7 runes available. I've got lots of cards in hand.
Yeah.
I haven't been using my Lux effects at all, really.
What is it?
So when I play a spell that costs 5 or more, I draw 1.
You're a real late game hero.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can see now that even if I get to 7, I might have a problem winning both.
Yeah.
All right.
So I know you've got Gust in hand as well. What I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and move. I don't want you to channel another rune exhausted. So I am going to move in here
Yes.
with my student and my Yordle. Now, because I move in first, I have to decide if I do a combat trick first, because if I pass priority
And I
you
pass,
pass
we
priority,
resolve
we
battle.
would go to that damage step.
And that would be bad for you
It
right
would
now.
be. So I am going to act immediately, and I'm going to play back-to-back, which is a combat trick, which gives 2 friendly units plus 2 might this turn. I'm going to choose the student and the Yordle. So the Yordle's 4 might, the student goes to 4, but also it triggers its ability,
Yes.
where it gets plus 1 might. So this
Yes.
is 5 and this is 4.
Yes.
But this hasn't actually gone through yet because you have a chance to respond
Okay.
to this.
So if I pass, this happens, then you can do something, and I have to pass again.
Or you could do something again then. But what you could do, before back-to-back goes through, you could do a damage spell.
Surely.
And they wouldn't be buffed up because it's first in, last out, right?
So let me ask you a different thing.
Okay.
If it says return a unit with power 3 or less to its
Yep.
owner's hand, and then after I play this gets more power,
Yeah.
does this happen?
Well, if you play Gus now,
Yeah.
the stack resolves with Gus would be here in the stack.
If it would be resolving.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so it would bounce that back.
Correct.
And then my back-to-back would sort of fizzle. It would buff one of the cards, but the other one would be back in my hand.
But if you respond, let's say with another
back-to-back,
would
this would
happen?
fizzle.
Ah, okay.
So maybe what I'm supposed to have done in this situation, knowing you have back-to-back, I might have been supposed to like bait your Gust out, then play back to back.
But I wouldn't do it because I'm already winning. Why would I?
Yeah, exactly.
But maybe you have another back to back.
Yeah.
And you're just wrecking it.
Perhaps.
Yeah, because if you play another one, actually would survive with both.
Yep.
That's pretty strong. But I do want to at least give it a try. So I'm going to play the Gust in response.
Okay,
And
that sounds good to me.
I'm going to bounce this one.
Okay, the Yordle. Now it's worth mentioning the student will get +1 for my back-to-back. So this would come in at 5.
Yes.
After back-to-back, whereas the Yordle would be only 4.
Correct. But I assume you're going to have another spell.
You assume incorrectly.
All right.
So that's all from me.
Yes.
So this is now going to resolve. So the Gust resolves first.
Yes.
So Yordle comes back to my hand. Now back-to-back resolves. So my student goes to 4 because it's +2, and because I play a spell, it goes to 5.
All of those die.
So yeah, I can deal my damage however I want. So I'll do 5, 3 here, 2 here, and you deal your 5 here.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I can continue with my turn. I'm going to pay 2 for, you've seen it once, you'll see it again, the Ravenburn student. And this is what's really nice about this Proving Ground set as well, is this is a really meta staple card, and you get a complete play set, which is 3 copies in this game, in this Proving Grounds deck. And remember, you get all of this, these 2 decks and 2 more for $30.
Is there already a meta?
Like there is. There is. I'm going to go 2 for a Daring Poro. This has 2 might, but it gets +1 might when it's an attacker. And I'll pass to you.
So now I think I have to actually switch gears a little, because I'm gaining points, but I also need to win. So I'm gaining 1.
Yep.
And then ready to. This one doesn't do it because I have nothing here. I'll draw 1.
And that's why it was so important for me to try and clear you out of that one. You getting extra runes each turn is very bad news for me.
Yeah, I feel it.
And while this one's good for you, it doesn't have, like, it's not doing anything for you to control it anymore.
Oh, wow. That card is
You
good.
like what you see?
So I'm going to play a Psy Scout. And if I understand this correctly, even though I have no unit there, I can just play it in this battlefield.
You can. It's an aggro player's best friend.
All right. It's tapped here.
And you've got the vision effect on that, which I believe triggers first.
Yes. So I'm going to look at the top.
Yep.
That is a very good card. I'm going to keep it.
Okay. And now, because you've moved in here, it starts a showdown. So the priority's on you. If you want, you don't gain that point just yet. Hold your horses.
Okay.
Because your priority. Do you want to do any tricks?
No.
I'm obviously tapped out, so I can't do any tricks either. So you do now gain the point.
All right. Talk is clicking. The talk is clicking. The clock is ticking. Oh, I think I have what they have, a combo. Look at that. I have any that returns a spell from my trash to your hand. Now I found a spell that returns a unit from my trash to my hand.
Okay. Infinite loop.
So it's basically infinite fights. Alright, I'll return any to my hand. At the end of turn, I'll ready. And this is you.
All right. How many cards do you have in hand, please?
3.
All right. So I'm going to ready, channel 2 runes, draw a card. I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards in hand.
7 is limit.
No limit,
Alright.
as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
We've both got our champion ready to come down as well at some point. So now, 6 is a really good number of points to be at in Riftbound because you're 2 away from victory. If you score both battlefields next turn, you win. So getting to that 6th point is really good, and that's where this battlefield can be really good because that 1 extra point now means I'm really feeling the pressure.
Yeah, because now you have to defend both equally because
Yes.
you cannot just focus on one.
And you still have those 2 runes because of the Annie ability, so she's causing me a lot of problems. What I'm going to do is I will pay 5 for Falling Comet, and this will deal 6 to a unit at a battlefield, and I'm going to go for the Psy Scout. But you have a chance to respond.
I'll accept it.
All right. And every time I play a spell that costs 5 or more, I trigger my Lux Legend. So for the first time, your Annie's been putting in work, but it's the first time in my game that my champion comes through, so I draw a card.
Yeah, having like a passive like this, quite strong. Especially if you can use the mana. Like I wasn't good at using the mana, but...
And also, like, this is good for card draw, but like your Gust with bounce back my Yordle, which draws me more cards. It's great in a long game, but against an aggro player.
Cards in hand, life points, yeah.
It's not so useful, and I'm still worried about that till you got open. So also my student is now 3 might because I played a spell this turn. So I'm going to try, I think, going 1 at a time here. I could move both in now, but I'm going to try my luck, I think, and move the Poro in first. So this is 3 might because it's an attacker. It gets +1 might. I'll pass priority to you.
It does.
Okay. The way damage works in Riftbound is you deal your 2 damage here to my Poro. but damage is actually wiped at the end of a showdown.
Okay.
So there's a deck set, which is like one of the best constructed decks, which really sort of uses that fact where it like goes into the battlefield, does a bunch of damage, takes damage back, but then the damage is wiped at the end of the turn.
This is basically like magic.
I will.
The end of this showdown. So
Yeah.
let's say you have a card that moves it from here to there.
Yeah.
You could fight twice by regaining the life.
Yeah, but bear in mind when you move, it would come in tapped, so you would need to find a way to ready it basically in order to do that.
Because it only fights when it readies in attacking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go student here.
Yep.
Any response?
Nope.
So I'll gain a point. And even though I had a slow start, I'm starting to get a bit of control here. And what you'll notice as well is even though this is a starter set, no cards with no abilities, right? Very few. And that's like a really cool thing about Riftbound is like in their first set, there's like 3 cards in the whole game that have vanilla.
Yeah.
And this is one of them, the Vanguard Sergeant.
But at least like it has power, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's for my guy.
okay.
I'll pass to you.
So if I have this on my
Your base?
base, it still has the ability anywhere, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. I control nothing. So I'm just gonna do 2
Yep.
and draw 1. I know this one. Okay. So if I somehow win both right now,
Yep.
I would win the game.
That's correct.
No, I cannot. But I can. Basically, my goal is now to assemble a lot of people here.
Exactly.
Let you have maybe win like the next one.
Yep.
How do I do that? Can I react to my own stuff? No, right?
In what sense?
Like it says reaction means I can only cast it during your turn.
No, reaction, you can play like whenever. You can do it in your turn and my turn.
But
So-
I don't need something to react to.
No, you can play it in your turn like anything else, but the reaction is like a bonus effect that you can also do it during my
Right.
turn.
If I want to do it in your turn, you need to have done something.
Yeah, exactly. But you can do it whenever during your turn.
So she has 5, but okay, I think I want to just play the most I can. I didn't draw many reactions this turn, so the ability is kind of So I'm gonna cast an any
Yep.
and return the gust, and then
So the power cost is what you need to remember on this one. So it costs 4 energy and that 1 power as well. And I think that's going to be something when you're playing Riftbound at locals, you're going to have to track your opponent on that because that's it's easy to forget, especially as it's a new mechanic.
because you're looking at the big numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I understand. It's kind of the cost. Okay, but then for 5, I will play the other any,
All right.
and that costs me another room.
Yep. And 12 runes is the max that you can have in this game as well. So
Eventually, you're gonna do it anyway,
yeah,
right?
at some point the power cost becomes less costly.
And then I will ready 2 units,
All right.
2 rooms, and it's your turn.
Okay. So I ready everything up. I hold here, so I gain a point, and I channel 1 rune exhausted for that effect.
Yes.
I hold here, so I gain a point as well. And then I do my 2 runes, so I'm now at 12, but one of them's exhausted, and I draw a card. So I need to be really careful, because if you manage to take control of these both battlefields next turn, you would win. So it's probably time for me to try and reinforce one of my battlefields. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pay 8 for my Lux signature spell. So you know how you have Tibbers in your deck? That's your
Yes.
signature unit.
I don't yet, but it's somewhere here.
Lux, their signature spell, and you can only include like a total 3 signature spell copies in a deck, and this is final spell. I deal 8 to a unit.
Okay.
And some cards, as you saw, you can only deal to a battlefield, but this signature spell, it's very expensive, but I can do it. Yeah, I'll go for that one. And whenever I play a spell that costs 5 or more, I draw a card for my Lux as well. I'm then gonna go, and this also gets +1. I am going to pay 3 for the Lecturing Yordle and draw a card.
So with this,
Yeah, of course, sorry. And I'll then move my Sergeant here. That might have been a mistake, but I've done it now. I'm kind of regretting it already. I'm going to retreat with my Poro as well. So I'm sort of inviting you to take this one,
okay.
but I'm then trying to hold this one. This might have been a mistake, I feel like, with my Sergeant. I think it might have been better here, but I've made the decision now. Maybe to sort of balance the books a bit, I'll move my student back here.
Oh
instead.
wow. Okay.
Because I kind of regret this play, so this is sort of me trying to fix it a bit. I'll pass to you.
Your hope is that I cannot move 2 things.
Yeah, so I'm sort of letting you gain the 7th point, And remember, like, you're already at 6. That 7th point isn't as significant because you still need to score both battlefields to get that 8th point or hold.
Okay.
So I'll pass to you.
I'm gonna just do nothing. So your sadness point, like you're afraid, is when I have 2 units, because then I could possibly take it.
Definitely.
As long as I have 1.
And I'm also scared of like those cards which can be played to like an open battlefield as well, because there's a few of them in your deck.
Oh, but if I get those, like this.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, actually, maybe I got it.
I shouldn't have said that.
No, I think you're good, because I would have needed 5. This is very expensive. So I think
There is also a 3-cost version of that card called a Sneaky Deck Hand.
yeah, if I had
has
that,
2 might.
if I had that, I would be a big golden.
And I think there's 3 copies of it in the deck as well.
Open means there's nothing, or just for me open.
Open means nothing. Like this is open, this is not, because I have cards there.
So I think I'm 1 life off.
But remember, I'm only at 4 points as well, right? So
Yeah.
I'm still a good while away from winning.
So if I return it and play it, I have 4. If your thing would be 1 smaller, or I had more mana, okay, then we're gonna do more preparation. 4 power is a lot.
Yep.
I'm gonna ghost this.
All right. I have no runes, so obviously no response.
Then I will play a traveling merchant.
Yep. And that comes in exhausted.
I can play multiple enemies at the same time.
Yep.
Right?
You absolutely can.
I will do this
Nice.
and return a spell.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Which is gonna be, I think, another gust. That's good. And then I'm gonna return the Scythe Scout to my hand. At the end of turn, I'm ready to. I'm not taking this one.
Yep.
And it's your turn.
Okay. So I ready everything. I'm already at 12 runes, so nothing there. Gain a point here. Whoops. And draw a card. Ooh, that's a good card off the top. I think we might have hit that stage in the game where I start to take over a bit. So for 6, I'm going to play Singularity, but it also costs me 2 blue power, and I can deal 6 to each of up to 2 units. So I'll deal 6 here and 6 here.
Oh, to both.
Yep.
All right.
And I also draw for Lux, because it costs 6 or more. I will move my Poro into this battlefield.
Yes.
Any response?
No.
So I gain a point. And I'm now myself at that 6 mark where I'm threatening to win very soon. For 6, I will play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lux. This is one of my champion Lux cards. When you play a spell that costs 5 or more, give me +3 might this turn. Oh, it does cost an extra boost. My apologies. Now I have a decision with this battlefield. Like, do I leave my guys in there? Do I retreat? And I'm going to retreat them because I'm at that 6 point mark. Next turn, if I score both battlefields, I win the game.
Okay.
So I think this just gives me a bit more freedom
All right.
and flexibility, and I'll pass.
Was there a point where I can react to you retreating?
That is a good question. I don't know the answer to that. I think no. I believe you can react when I play a spell or I start a showdown.
I'll draw one.
Because moving to my base is like not starting a showdown.
I'm gonna gust the Poro.
Okay.
Then I'm
starting to regret my decision a
Size-
bit of
size
that
scout.
retreat.
here.
Yeah.
I'm all here.
1 second, let me check my cards.
Yeah, I tap mana.
Woo. Very well done. A fatal retreat from me at the end.
I was setting up also removing one.
Oh,
of
well,
the
that would
units.
have done the trick. Yeah, the Marauder's such a good closer.
I drew a flash. This looks like a strong card.
Yeah.
Like, because then you can really push, like, because they enter here untapped, right?
Yes.
So then you can put them right there.
Yeah, and there's also a really similar card that's like a hybrid between Flash and Marauder called Fight or Flight, which is a 2-cost purple spell or reaction, which moves a card from a battlefield to a base. So you can use it like on my stuff or your stuff.
Yeah, like getting...
So even if I didn't make this misplay at the end, I think you still have me, right? It was going to be very tight.
I think I'm missing the mana, depending on how reaction works.
Yeah.
I don't know, but getting to the 6 is so mean because now you have to prepare for every time.
Yeah.
And especially like with the advantage, I could like stock off because now you're still beating me. Like next turn you're killing all of us, but it doesn't matter. Nice, I like it.
Yeah. So what's your early impression on Riftbound? Firstly, like, what do you think about the battlefields and like the win condition of the game. Have you played anything similar to it before?
I haven't played Star Wars, but
Yeah.
I know they also use 2-lane system.
Yeah, it's
Or
not
is it-
really that similar.
No.
2 lanes, sort of, but the point scoring in Star Wars is more similar to like a Magic or Lorcana point scoring system.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything similar to it.
Yeah.
So far, I like that all of the things have only one line of text.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you know where you use them for.
Yeah.
And there's not much to keep track of.
Yeah.
Like you only like in the beginning you do your stuff and then you play your style, put it somewhere, and each has kind of like one direction. You play it from here, you move it from there, and then the cards tell you what you can do additionally.
Yeah,
This is very basic. Like you don't have to find out a lot of the different things.
Is
I
there
think
anything
it's
you did-
different enough that it stands out.
Yeah.
But it borrows a lot from many different things that you get like a feeling of what they do, right?
Definitely. I really like the battlefields, how, as obviously with the first set, I think there's maybe like 20 different battlefields, but as the game goes on, there'll be more, and the battlefields can really change how the game plays. And in a best of 3, there's also a 8-card sideboard
This
as
is,
well.
yeah. Like this is, I think it gets a lot of depth, especially how to use your battlefield.
Yep.
And then like what is the right time to maybe, I could imagine you have a deck that is very like fast if it needs to be, but then you can switch it to be a slower deck when your arena is slow.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it can be played very basic, but then adds a lot of depth. Like the retreating, for example, if you do it at the right time, you can gain a lot of advantage by reacting.
And at the same time, one bad retreat is incredibly punishing.
Yes.
But that's what I've really enjoyed about Riftbound so far, is I found there to be like so much skill expression, even in the first set, that I really enjoy the game
But
for that
being
reason.
somewhere doesn't punish you that much. Like
Yep.
if you just stack up one of the things, I mean, you do a lot of work to clear it, right?
Yeah.
I don't know any of the spells. Maybe there's like a spell clear a battlefield
Yeah,
that would
there
be
is.
quite punishing.
Well, my big reason for like retreating here, even though it proved to be a fatal mistake, was if my cards are in this battlefield, I wouldn't be able to move them to this battlefield next turn. So I was thinking, well, if I retreat them here, he can't take control of both of these battlefields this turn, so I should be fine. But obviously, I underestimated the play.
But you're
to
also setting
open.
up winning.
Yeah,
as well.
I was thinking too much about winning next turn.
Yeah,
I
because
should
if
have
you had
thought
lower
more about
points,
you not
probably
winning.
just defend this.
Yes. Is there anything you didn't like about it on your first playthrough?
It's very hard to not like something about a game in the first. You're right. This initial cost of those is a bit hard to memorize.
Yep.
Because you're so focused on the big white numbers that
Yep.
like this additional cost is kind of underwhelming. Like it's a small symbol.
Yep.
But besides that, no, I like the getting mana easy.
Yep.
Like you don't have to make a decision. When you start a game, it's just like to just play your cards and see what they do.
My biggest criticism of the game so far is I think there's quite a lot of rules and things which are a little bit unintuitive.
So the problem is I can relate to that because from all the card games, I already know Exert is untapped.
Sure.
I get a feeling of what it is. Most of the things, when I read it, I probably know what they are.
Yeah,
even though
yeah.
I know. So it's hard to assess, but it doesn't feel that difficult because you really have only play your mana, play your spells, move them. The stack is kind of complicated at first,
Yep.
you know, like the priority, but it's Magic, so it's the same thing. I can see, like, especially with the last in, first out, then you have every time you have a moment to react,
Yeah.
it's kind of difficult. Maybe it should be a more sorcery-based start for beginners. Obviously, with all the reaction in any stack, I didn't see much. There's a lot of timing, so maybe you're very good at, most of the things you played were sorceries, right?
Yeah.
So usually in beginner decks, you have a lot of sorceries, and then you just play stuff on your own turn, and you learn through learning the game to add instance, and then when to
Yeah,
use it.
definitely. What's also cool about the Proving Grounds decks is each of the legends, there's another in the main set which is the same color combination. So for example, Annie, there's also a Jinx legend which is red and purple.
Yeah.
So like you buy the Proving Grounds, this Annie deck you could quite easily change into a Jinx deck as well. And for Lux, it's Victor.
How many different colors are there?
6. So there's purple, red, yellow, blue, there's orange, and there is green.
But this means you're always bound to the colors of your hero.
Yeah, so your legend has color combination, and the other thing that it bounds you by is your chosen champion has to also be an Annie,
Yeah.
and you can only play Tibbers, the signature unit in Annie, in an Annie deck.
So I know the game is quite early, so it doesn't naturally tell what the future is, but I never really liked a restriction like this.
Yep.
Because in Magic, you to, except if you play Commander, but like you can add from the mana everything you want to play, even though like there's no restriction, right?
Right,
So,
makes sense.
So if I want, let's say I have a white card that really makes sense with any,
Yeah, yeah.
I couldn't play it.
No, you couldn't.
And that gets
not currently.
kind of better the more options you have within those colors. But I like maybe there's like a cool reaction in blue. I couldn't play it.
No.
So.
And I think that's what like Riot have done really well with the first set though, because there's so few cards that are vanilla, and a lot of the cards you've got in there like feel very powerful. Deal 4 damage to something at a battlefield, like removal. There's tons of removal. This on Arcana, for example, there's very, very little. Whereas Riftbound's kind of gone the opposite side. They're like, we're going to print loads of really strong cards, so everything feels quite good. And like I've been playing Gundam recently, and Gundam at the highest competitive level, most of the cards in the first 3 turns are just like stats.
Yeah. Okay.
And Riftbound is the total opposite.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy that.
Yeah, and as you can see, there's different forms of getting control. Like I pushed as much as I can, and then try to finish it, even though I would probably lose in the next 2 turns. But then also, you can just set up your cards to win the long game, and then say it's okay. Thank you very much.
Awesome, thank you very much. Very well played. 100% win rate in Riftbound now.
Yeah, the problem is now I cannot do all of those Magic Player Reigns Riftbound cards because I know now how the game works. Like maybe I don't know the meta, but
yeah. All right.